We're here for another episode. We are here with the beautiful lady directly from Toronto, Marta. Hello, Marta. How's it going today?
Hi guys, awesome, beautiful. I love the weather.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Finally, right? It's better we don't say, oh, it's too hot today, right?
I will never complain too hot.
Since otherwise you always complain. So today I say to Marta, let's talk about a little bit about what's going on in Canada and the real estate. So then our clients, our friends start to understand a little bit more. This is always a community where we learn something, we share our knowledge with everyone, right? That's how we try to communicate, try to understand better, act in a different way, and professional with all transparency as much as we can. So we know so far that in Canada, since I would say not just in Canada, but probably in the rest of the world, we had in 2020 the famous COVID, and we had a little bit of step in a sense of understanding how to invest properly, correctly, where that some people, specifically people, they have not the mentality of being an investor, like to say, okay, I'm going to wait, I'm going to wait, I'm going to wait. And we know as real estate that when people say I'm waiting, then when they're ready, then it's too late because it costs more. I've been learning these things in a good way, in a bad way. That when something happens, that's the time that you have to buy something, right?
Right.
Yeah, rather to wait and wait and wait and don't feel secure. And that's why the most profound things in everything in life, you have to do your due diligence. The more you do your due diligence, the more you understand the famous risk, because that risk, it's like the butterfly. When if you guys fall in love, sometimes you feel that famous butterfly in the stomach that tell you, okay, it's time to go. Okay, so that's the same thing. I will resonate in terms of investing something. So when you learn these things and you feel it and it's time to go, you can now waiting and waiting and wait, because then the things shift, right? So for example, right now, Marta and Ella, also for people they don't know you, because we already done several videos together, um, who you are and which sector do you work.
I've been in real estate for about, I would say 14 years now, mostly in Toronto, but around GTA. Um, I do a lot of commercial deals. I love
Mhm.
working with developers, particularly assembling land for high-rise condos and condominiums,
Great.
which that market, condominium market, condos market, is probably gone for another 18 years. Um, I'm entrepreneur. I started several businesses, sold them successfully, already thinking about new ones. I love to collaborate and I love to build. I just love to have a project and start building it and see it growing. That that passion on growing and building relates to other platforms. I'm also involved in like a non-for-profit charity sector.
Mm.
um, 16 years ago, I created Polish Film Festival.
Yeah, yeah.
Today, it's a full-grown charity with a board of directors. We secure financing from government and Poland, and the festival is happening every year in November. So yeah, I'm just very passionate about our building, getting people together, and I love feeling that I'm part of the community and have some cause that helps people to grow and build their wealth.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. And I will add also, since we speak the same language in terms of spirituality, energetically, since we met, we connect ASAP. We work together many years ago. And since then, we bond each other for and help each other from anywhere, specifically if me or her, we're not in the country outside to helping clients because whatever we do with passion, and not just for the things to sell, but also it's to proliferate, increase the family because also our clients become our friends as well. And sometimes we don't know
Absolutely.
where to go because we have so many invitations. But mostly important is to supply and give to our clients and friends the right direction because we both understand that lots going on happen not just in our region in the country but just outside the frontier of our neighbors, right?
Hmm.
The other next neighbor in Mexico, right? So all the North America, in Europe and the Middle East. So we always have to learn, make the famous continued education, the due diligence, because we have lots of people, with $200,000, $800,000, $5 million budget, and you have to understand how to allocate that, and that's where we're coming from, and we try to give whatever information we need at the moment. If you remember when we started during COVID, talk about COVID, we help clients to invest outside, which was in Mexico, because Mexico was one of the countries during COVID that helped a lot of people just to go there without have any vaccination, and start building, and get a good momentum. Now there are so many positive things in Mexico for start from the taxes, right? It's 0.019%. It's ridiculous how much tax you pay there. The only things you pay extra there is the electricity because you have to have the air condition on. That's all I will say. And the taxi driver. That's the only things you need to worry about. Food, it's pretty easy with 1,200 or 1,600 a month. You live a really, really good life there. So we had to educate our clientele, right, how to do it. And now we have also another momentum since I had to go in Italy, since my father passed away. So I learned more and more in contact with European people population. Um, and we saw that things change again. Okay, so we had the last 4 years, 3 years and a half, things change, right? Then 2 years ago, our clients also we connect first to go and buy something in Mexico, and then they decide to buy in Portugal and in Spain, if you remember.
So about 2 years ago, we did a video about Mexico, right? And
Yeah,
even
yeah,
last year we had special events for our clients about the
correct,
Mexico that we're promoting,
correct. Yeah,
right?
we always on the cusp of doing something, collaborate with other agency as well. Everybody are interesting. We always try to put together because you cannot hold your information for yourself. You got to understand how to share. That's the beauty, and how we move forward energetically. And then we did
Yeah.
2023, 2024. Okay,
Hold on, Daniel, hold on. My children came back.
okay,
Just a second. My boys came back. Just 1 second. I'll
go
be
ahead.
back. I'll be back. 1 second. Hi guys. Hello. Hi boys. How are you? I missed you. Where are you? Where's my hug? Hey. Hi.
29. Mm. Only 10 minutes, 12 minutes. My gosh.
Sì, però avevamo detto che utilizzavamo una mail comunque domus.
I spoke for 30 minutes. Wow. Byline. Do it again after. Okay, now we're recording again. You look like an 1700, 1800, the French girl, like this thing.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I dress like, exotic for the Qatar Dubai talk. So
Yeah, it's a compliment. You can say thank you. That's okay. So,
thank you.
where we are, I don't remember, but
So,
let me see,
well,
33.
we were talking about the Mexico, and I remember, yes, I agree. Lots of people make a move, especially young family with children, made a move to they moved to Mexico. Basically, kids are homeschooled. I passionately follow some families on social media who actually made that move to Mexico, and the way they describe the lifestyle in Mexico, that you have all the produce and air, and you're
Yeah,
outside all the time, the weather is amazing, and
yeah,
all the pros about living in Mexico. And I think that's still valid. I mean, people still go and travel and buy properties in Mexico. But following that, the next wave was Dubai, which you introduced me to a couple months ago. And last time we spoke to, you mentioned about new project that is being launched in Dubai, and it's a Walt Disney land, correct?
yeah. So let's say that there is since I'm more in Europe time now, um, I see lots and lots of change and shifting recently, not just in Europe, but also in the Russia, Asian, and now in Canada and US, and some Mexico as well. They come to Dubai as well as Abu Dhabi and Ras Al Khaimah, which is a 45 minutes difference between these two areas. But what I would see that is very, very fascinating is the mentality of the people. I want to just take it out. Dubai, for people they don't know, they can even Google and search, is number three in the world as a city that hold most of the millionaire people. Imagine that. There is a big rush right now just from UK is more than 500 million they going to move from UK to Dubai for so many reasons. And one of the main reason is the taxation. Is 0% taxation. There are lots and lots of benefit. And
Zero
we can
percent on real estate.
on real estate, yeah. So you buy something, you don't have to pay any tax. The only thing is you pay it's 4%, which is your title.
Okay, so you just shared that headline with me about Qatar, that in the last week there were almost 16 billion sales done.
Yeah, yeah, there is. Yeah, just last week there was 116 billion on sale.
160.
116, yeah. So
So my question is it like driven by end users, investors, or speculators?
no, no,
116 billion, like
yeah,
impossible.
yeah. So this is the things. Um, we were talking about before, I'm waiting, something happened, COVID happened, the war happened, I'm waiting. So now there is two aspects fundamentally, right? When we have personal clients or friends that talk about like this, no matter what it is, right? We have to understand where the information is coming from. And if I am an investor, I already did something, already have and generate some type of capital, I know already what are the risks. I already done my due diligence. I can call someone today based on my own knowledge, and from here I can call you and say, Marta, buy me this condo on Dundas. You can say, have you been here? I say, no, I don't care. I know I've done already my due diligence. Boom, send you the money. Done. That's the mentality that not everybody has. Okay. Now, I understand there is probably 1% of the population or even less, right? Now, let's clean up this one. Let's go on the average of people, right? The people, they don't know. They have this uncertainty. So what happened right now is the same mirror reflection that happened already 2 times ago. So the previous one, it was the Russia war with Ukraine. What happened? They start frozen all the assets of Russia globally. Where they been? Dubai. Why? Because you buy with 2 million dirhams and you open a bank account. You transfer the money there. They don't care how much money you have, how they are in crypto, bitcoins. You pay zero taxes.
They don't have FinTrack. They don't have FinTrack forums.
They have when you buy the first. They have it's recently 2 weeks ago. They clean up also that. The same thing as in Mexico, for example, we're talking about is a different format. But when you transfer the money, they want to know. When you buy something in Dubai, you do the same thing with like we do in Mexico. The same thing. You buy probably for 3 years. You can do a loan directly with the project there, with the developer there, because the way how it works in Dubai, it's very straightforward, and that's I wish we work in this business. I wish every country work like that because it's pretty simple and straightforward. And so now I will explain to you how it work. So let's say there is a project right now in Abu Dhabi. So and I say Marta is gonna open a new Disney World there. Fantastic. Yeah. So imagine just for the fact that if I say it's gonna open Disney World, already the market is going to be already up. As soon as they start to dig in, it's going to go up, right? As soon as they start to selling.
It's like with stocks, right? Like as long as some information leaks out, the stock goes up or down. Pretty much the same thing.
Right. But because we know that this is kind of like a high energy things, stock market, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, something that's always going to be higher, right?
Yeah.
Mostly whatever you invest, sooner you invest, you can capitalize pretty fast as well, right? And you can give a good return investment. So we know that's the base, that's a fact. Okay. So now this is how it works. So first of all, you need to have an agency there where you have to pay your taxes regular and have to be clear. You cannot be from the Philippines, for example, go there, buy, and you want to sell something. You have to be connected. So you have to have real estate agents, okay? First of all. Secondly, you have to pay taxes, which for people or agency, it's a 5% of the taxes. If you open an agency or work, that is another chapter, which is lots of offshore people.
Or 4%?
5%.
Okay, so you mentioned 4%, that it's 4% for... Well, that was in Qatar, 4% for...
No. 4% it's for the title, when you buy title, okay?
Oh.
So right now I just introduced two things in one. So the first one is just buy a property, okay? And buy a property, I only pay 4% on the title with the land development. That's it. I'm gonna resell it. I'm gonna rent it. I'm gonna give it to my daughter, to somebody else. I don't pay any extra taxes on these things. That's one thing.
Okay.
The second thing that I was mentioning of 5% is about the offshore company. more than 156% of the 500 Fortune company, they are there already. Okay, so it's become kind of like a Silicon Valley or San Francisco there. Okay, because the max they will pay is 5% on taxes for business. Okay, plus they have also some freehold area where you have most of the benefits, so you pay even less. But without talking about that, because we can talk about this another big market as well. Actually, if you can tell me, if you ask me the question, what's the best business there? Commercial is number one.
So that was my another question. Like what, like isn't it like if you were advising like high profile clients, like what do you buy? Do you buy
commercial
unit to rent, residential, or you buy commercial space?
First, number one is commercial space. Commercial space. Why? Because this is how it works there. There it's like in Canada or in America, it's like Europe, the same thing. You know, you see a space, so I'm going to buy for rent. No, there it doesn't work like that. Because if I want to buy something, and I want to go in the mall, and I go in the Dubai Mall, for example, the biggest mall in the world, right? You can pay whatever you want. You will never get any space to rent. So the company are Arabian company, Emar, for example, is number one construction in Dubai. Whatever they build and the commercial, they never sell. They only rent. And in order to get there, you have to go through some line of credential. Okay, you already need to have some credentials, some title, experience, years, and brand. If you don't have a brand, you will not be there. The million people they go there, it's unbelievable, and the business is skyrocket. So everything is in proportion, right? With the rental, with the money they make, and with the people they pass by. Okay. So commercial, no matter what, buy commercial or rent a commercial. You can buy commercial, specifically an office building in pre-construction. You can buy with $200, $250, $300, $400,000. You can buy like a space of a unit, of 500 square feet, 700 square feet, okay? In a building where it's also half and a half. Or for example, first floor is food, right?
So how much you can rent that space? How much you can rent that space for?
You can rent, I didn't do the Canadian conversion, but usually it goes at least on 70, 80,000 dirham per year, right?
So what's the exchange right now?
The exchange right now, it's probably 2 or 3. I can check today. Let me see.
Yeah.
Canadian dollars.
And if you buy commercial, are you buying something that is pre-construction or something that's
2.69
Canadian, or you?
Yeah. So one Canadian, it's 2.69 dirham.
Dirham, okay.
Okay. So for example, we had, and I'll go back again in Mexico, we had 16, 15, 17 pesos for one Canadian. Okay, so that is 2.69, 270, okay, as an average.
Buying them pre-construction or something that it's already exists on the market, like resale?
I would talk about both in both scenario. Obviously, if you buy in pre-sale, you have the ability to buy in a pre-sale. Okay, if it's already made, usually you rent. If you buy, it's like exactly the same. If I buy an end unit already construct, their margin, I will lose their margin. However, if I know that my return investment is higher and is in proportion and is worth it, and I have the cash to use it, yes. But if I have an investor that it takes a little time to build up that ROI, it's always favored to find something brand new. for example, right now with the 250,000, less than 4 million, which is for 1,200,000 Canadians, you can buy good commercial in Abu Dhabi, close by to the area where Disney is going to be built. Okay, so you have an average time of 3 years when the building is terminated, is finished, and they give you the key.
Okay,
go ahead.
How much money do you need to have? Can you get a mortgage there, or you need to purchase cash?
So the same thing as I was mentioned before, like in Mexico, let's say you have a project for 3 years, okay? You do directly the project with developer. So if everything costs you, I'm just giving a number, $400,000. So the down payment is 20%, usually 95% is 20% of the total amount, plus 4% of the title. Okay, 4% of the total is your title payment.
So 29%.
24%. Now you will say, how about I have to pay the 4% at the beginning? I don't have the house yet. So that's the due diligence that people need to understand, because what happened, the mentality they have there in Dubai and around as well is the mentality of champion. So they make a mistake many years ago, they change better. Just think about 2000, they have a project 2040 to become the city green, the cleanest green city in the world. Everything is about the tallest, the biggest, that you cannot have anywhere else in the world, right? Everything have to be like, wow, okay? You go in it's famous if you watch something on YouTube or Instagram, you go in the bathroom, it's immaculate, smelling so good. There's Tim Horton there. There's a Tim Horton there. You go there, it's like, what? This is a Tim Horton? Yeah.
Wow.
I took a picture, I sent it to my friends.
Canadian friends, like if there's a Tim Hortons, that means like you have a whole gate open to invest in Dubai. I mean, Tim Hortons know what they're doing.
Yeah, so you have to have a brand. If you have a brand, it's in Dubai Mall. There are two in two area. If you have a brand, you can go and rent. Okay, but the way how it's built, it's like wow. The theme, everything have to be something unique. It's clean. It's very clean. There are a lot to respect. There are cameras everywhere, right? If you talk on the phone and you're driving, the government send you text and say, hello, this is a $400. $200 ticket. Like, how do you know I was on the phone?
Well, you're definitely watched. Yeah, but it's for your safety too, right?
It's for your safety. You just gotta understand how to change your bad habit, right? And regulate a little bit your antenna, right? But then you have everything. Okay, you cannot have everything you wanted everywhere in the world. No, there are some rules to fill it up. And so back on the commercial area, that's the first things I would say. The second point to buy is the villa, right? Because there are so many units and not much about villa. So the villa now, it's like this in value in compare of unit, because there are not so many, right?
You mean residential houses? Villas.
Residential house, yeah, 10 house or villa of 3, 4, or 5 bedroom, anywhere close to the beach or inside the residential gated community. They do all gated, the same thing like in Mexico, but in a huge scale, right? Where you don't need to go anywhere. You have, I don't want to say the hospital, but at least you have everything you needed around 500 meters.
Wow.
Okay, so and clean, safety, it's fantastic. The third one, it's also the third project that I would say to people that want to invest is the pre-construction, of course, to do these things. Why? Because we have a mandate with over 115 company, and we work with each individual company. They have a sales manager that work directly with us. So what happened? We got every day announce it's gonna be a launch of that project. The launch can be in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month and a half, 2 months. It's all depends how many people have the request. And you can Google, you can see that there are some projects that are gone in 4 hours.
Wow.
24 hours, 72 hours, 8
So
hours.
who's the we talked about it earlier today. Who's the main buyer right now? From which country you will see the
India.
most activity?
India is the number one. Indian, Pakistan, Russia. Then you have France, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Spain, and now you got also US and some small percentage Canadian.
How about England?
Yeah, UK, yeah.
Okay.
Big one, specifically the millionaire. Oh my gosh. As I mentioned, being in Europe, you understand what's going on, not just with the G7, but also with the NATO, right? With all these European try to collect together. Probably the UK will become again part of the European, probably, right? Because they cannot do anything by themselves, right? So they have to compete and help through the Canadians, right? And some other alliance against the US because they cannot do anywhere things dependent from the US. Okay, so it's a time of change, and how they move there, they move also the Brexit. Brexit is the biggest connection worldwide between China, Russia, Brazil, Philippines, Asia, the Middle East, with the highest population in the world. So the exchange is pretty fair. So everybody started doing things. Mexico last week, they did with Mexico, which is North Europe, they did with all the Central and South America. Okay, everybody starts to conglomerate together to find the deals rather than depend from one country. And that's why people, they have already some income, some cash, whatever they have it, they struggle because they don't want to pay extra, they don't want to pay taxes. So they try to define the way that each country they have in order to give some value to the money they have saved. That's where Dubai is coming from. Dubai coming from the Monaco idea, where in order to go in Monaco, you have to spend at least 500,000 euro in order to get maybe the residency and have less taxation than Europe. Okay, but who goes there? It's only the wealthy. In Dubai, what they did, the 10 years visa, the golden visa, 10 years, you have to spend less than 500,000 euro. Okay, you can have 10 years visa for yourself, for your family, for whatever you want. So you connect it and you sponsor. Then,
so in terms to invest, do you need to have the visa before buying in Dubai?
I'm gonna get there. So if you don't have also the $400,000, okay, to investing at the 10 years, you can get from 150, 160,000 euro or $170 and $170,000 to get to 1 or 2 years visa. The game is to buy something and get to 1 or 2 years visa.
Okay.
Step number one. Step number two, as soon as you pay your 20% plus 4, the DLG, okay, DLA, you get the credit from the government because already scanned your passport, understand that you are legal, the money you send it, you sign the documentation that is fine. They already searched for you. It takes between 3 to 6 weeks. Once you get that title, right? Then with that document, you can go to the bank and open the bank account. Now I want to step back 1 second. I understand that there is lots of information. Remember, we say why I have to pay the 4% ahead of time and not at the end, because most of the country, in Europe, in US, in Canada, in Mexico, right? You pay after.
Right.
You give the key and then you pay there. Except in Ras Al Khaimah and Abu Dhabi, you pay at the end after. Okay, all in Dubai, because and that again you can search on. I can send you the link. So the government has this Department on Land Department. Okay, so what they're doing. So if Marta wants to build something, okay, you need to have two things. First of all, need to have an escrow account. Okay, and the escrow account you have to have a 50% already in of the total of the building project, which means that already on the 70-75% the building will be finished. Okay, number one. Number two. Number three, once a client send the money, the 20% as down payment to the builder, the money goes in the escrow account. And every 4 months, the land department is sending people to the project and check that, let's say, 20% of the project is being done. When they certify that, they release the escrow account to release the money to the builder.